You guys, astronauts, I am a bit behind. Just a few minutes though. It's been a weekend. Let me see if I can get my phone. I thought I had it. I think I grabbed the wrong thing. Oh. Be patient with me, astronauts. Woo. Okay. I got my phone. So let's test the sound. Oh. Let us write this up. I'm just typing everything, guys. But I'm ready. I'm ready. Trust me. This weekend's been so long. I think I spelled that everything right. Okay. Just want to make sure I got that. Let me test the sound really quick. Testing the sound. Let me turn this down because I know it's going to give me some weird commercial. Is this on? Okay. I don't know. It was coming up like a black screen for me. There we go. Sound's working. Sound is working. Sound is working. Sound is working. Oh, hey, Marlon. How are you? You know, I'm surprised that you are up on the weekend. I would think you would be resting. I guess it is noon. I might be the only one who's resting at noon. So I'm good. I got dressed for work and went to work and realized I was off. Ah! That is so funny. Hey, Aries Rainbow. That is how work gets you so messed up. Like, I know exactly that feeling of like getting ready for work. So you sit in PayPal. All right. Let me get these cards out for you. And I hope you are doing good, Aries Rainbow. All right. Marlon, did you put the question in PayPal? I'm like, why is this so slow? Because it's not on the internet. Duh. Okay. Let me get in there. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. How does Micah feel about me? Let us get started. And then we have the current energy. All right. Let's do the Micah one first. And I hope everyone's enjoying their weekend. I know here on the East Coast, what is the price? The price should be in the title and in the description. It's $5 for yes or no and $10 for in-depth. All right, I'm just making sure I get the question right. All right. So we have the King of Swords. How Micah feels. We have the Queen of Cups. And we have the Empress. So all in all, Micah has some pretty positive feelings towards you. King of Swords feels like, okay, I'm being intellectually stimulated here. I enjoy the conversations. I have a great time talking to you. And the Queen of Cups is like, hey, I feel a connection. I care for this person. I think this person is interesting. They bring joy and happiness into my life, especially since we have the Empress here being the last card for Micah. Micah feels as though you are a great person to be around. They really, really like you. I don't know if this is solely platonic, but it may not be, just because I pulled the Page of Cups. The feelings are a little, made more than likely a little bit more romantic in that sense, especially if we have, the Queen of Cups, the Empress, and the Page of Cups. These cards are kind of like nestled in a little bit together. So that is very much like, oh, I think this person is cute. I think this person is fun to be around. I think this person puts a smile on my face. I really enjoy this person. And the Page of Cups can definitely represent even having a little crush. So that is quite a strong possibility, especially since it's following the Empress here. And I love this card because it's almost like, hey, notice me here with this Page of Cups. They're waving their little fish and cup around. And it's very like a shy motion. But then again, at the same time, we also have this Queen of Cups, which is very interesting here because on the Pause Tarot deck, she doesn't even look that emotional. Normally the Queen of Cups looks a little bit more like she is more readable in her expression. So something to me tells me that this person isn't quite as obvious as maybe they think they are when it comes to their feelings. So it's very interesting with this person, but they really do. I think this person really likes you. And we have current energy updates on you and Nick. Let's get into this. What are the current energies between Marlon and Nick? All right, here we go. Wow, there's King of Swords again. That's so strange. Then we have the Star kind of trying to pop out here. Oh, and Justice came up. So the vibes are good here. Obviously, Marlon, you're somebody who's very intelligent, which no surprise. Someone who knows how to navigate a conversation, someone who holds their own and has a very strong opinion and gives a very nuanced perspective. And I think a lot of people are picking up on that about you. When we have the Star, when it comes to this energy and vibes between you and Nick, everything's good, especially with the Justice card here, the Star. To me, it feels as though I'm trying to pick up more on Nick's feelings. We have the World, but it feels as though there is a strong relationship. Now, whether that is leaning towards romantic for Nick, I don't know, because when we get the Star and Justice in the World, they're not my most romantic cards, but they are cards that would represent, hey, I respect this person. I think we have a strong bond. I think we have a strong friendship. I think we have great communication. I feel like this is someone I can trust. I feel like this is someone I can open up to. I feel like this is someone who has my back. I feel like this is someone who expands my mind, who grows my world, who introduces me to new things, who takes me to newer heights. Like, it's a great deal of respect, feeling a sense of like this person brings a lot more fulfillment and joy into my life. And I'm so happy to have met them. You said at some point I pulled Justice, the World cards for Nick, and the Queen of Cups at one point for Micah. Wow. Don't you love those synchronicities? That is so wild. But it's really showing you their feelings, you know? The feelings are very strong. And it really does show that this person just enjoys your company, for be honest. My skills leveling up. For sure. I mean, 100%. 100%. Like, the universe is trying to tell you that this person has a high opinion of you, for sure. You know, Micah is like, okay, I really, really like this person, might like you more than likely more romantically. And Nick, on the other hand, I don't know, for some reason, his energy is like more distance. And the only reason I say that is because we have the Star card in the World and the King of Swords. And so there's a little bit more emotional distance, but overall, it's good vibes. Like, this person really thinks highly of you, especially if we're getting the World card here. They're like, wow, this person's super like a champion. No, this is fine. This checks out. Nick is a distant fellow. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, this person's not leading with the emotions like maybe Micah might do, be a little bit more vulnerable. This person's not going to come at you with too much vulnerability. I'm not going to say never, but it's not going to be like that for sure. But I really do think that this is a strong relationship. I think this person thinks you're someone who is meant to be in their life for a very long time. I don't think they see this as something temporary, fleeting, or not important to them. They feel like you and them, Nick feels like you guys have a very significant relationship, and you have a deep understanding of each other. For sure. Like, the cards are pretty clear with this. But yeah, Nick definitely likes his distance, at least emotionally. Emotionally, he's like that. But man, if you have some thoughts, maybe make your intentions known. I mean, if you want to. I mean, obviously. You said Aquarius aloofness. That's probably why we got that Star card. You know, Aquarius, they don't want to sit around and talk about their feelings all day. I've rarely seen Aquarius do that. That would shock me. But hold on, let me you know what I want to do? I wanted to create the poll. Let me think of which question I wanted to throw out there for you guys. Oh, this is a food question, probably because I'm hungry. But let me throw this poll out there to see what you guys have to say. Let me get this. Hopefully you get this. Let's see. Hopefully you guys like this one, because I am curious. All right. What just happened? All right, I put the poll out there. I want to know what your favorite type of meal is. We have breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, desserts. Snacks and desserts had to be the same category. You know, they limit these things. Me personally, if I had to choose from these, I'm going to pick lunch. Like, I'm a lunch girl. I love a lunch type meal. Don't know what it is, but that's me all day. Oh, lunch and snacks and dessert. Oh, snacks is a good one. Snacks and dessert is a good one. So Aries Rainbow Child, I paid with PayPal. Oh, okay. Let's get on it. Aries Rainbow Child, did you put the question there as well? I'll check. Let me check. Should I go to my cousin's wedding March of next year? Let's get into it. About the wedding. Okay, let's get into that. Ooh, a card flew. Okay, that's very clear. We have the devil. Maybe not. This card is so funny. They have like the poop in the middle. That's too funny. But that might be a stressful environment for you, especially given the devil. Let me put some more cards out there. Queen of Cups. Definitely emotionally stressful. Okay, these cards are flying. And we have Judgment. I don't know. To me, when I think of like judgment, I think about how there's this complication, right? Because usually we get judgment when we have been kind of screwed over by someone, right? Or something, and we kind of have to forgive them. And to me, the cards aren't really like pro go to the wedding. But if you do happen to go, you're likely going to have to forgive some people. You know, it's likely going to have to be a moment where you're like, people are acting a certain way towards you, and you're going to have to just be forgiving, let bygones be bygones. Or maybe you previously had beef with somebody in the past and they're going to be at the wedding, and you're going to have to keep your emotions in check, essentially. But honestly, it's going to be tough if you go. It's going to be an emotional roller coaster. You're going to have to take the higher road with some people. If you have beef with anybody there, any family members, anything along the lines of that, it would be, there's going to need to be a, I guess, come to Jesus moment. Like, it's just going to have to be like, okay, I got to let this go and get through this wedding. But it is a tense environment. You know, the devil card is connected to Capricorn. And then we have this Judgment card here, which is connected to Pluto. And Pluto in Capricorn is like this high level control. So there's a lot of people who will have certain expectations and standards that they set on you that you may not necessarily feel comfortable with. You know, it's all about sort of conforming to the expectations of what is deemed to be successful, what is deemed to be acceptable, what is deemed to be like respectable. And they have a certain image of what type of people, jobs, whatever look that they find acceptable, at least certain people at the wedding. And I think they may give you grief for it. Hold on. But you let me know, Aries Rainbow. Oh, one more card flew out. Four of Cups. That's like you getting the invitation. And this is like you being that cat. You're like, no, thank you. I'm gonna sit at home. I'll sit this one out. This might be a headache. It's definitely going to be something that won't necessarily be the most fun for you if you go. Mm-hmm. Ooh, we got more people saying they like lunch. I'm glad you guys are on the same vibe as me. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if people pick breakfast. You know. Oh, let me pull this. Said, I just need confirmation to make sure it's not in my head. No, it's definitely not in your head. Always trust that intuition, Aries. For sure. Let me pull this card. All right. That is one lesson, at least I personally had to learn. You got to trust the intuition. All right. Let me pull this out. So normally for the schedule live, I wanted to start to do the weekly look ahead, but we kind of did that on Thursday. So I might just pull one card. And for those of you who want to see the weekly kind of look ahead, all you have to do is look at the last live and it should be available. What's going on with my hair? What did I do? And it should be available for you to look. But let's pull one card here. And happy summer, everyone. I can't believe I forgot to say summer solstice. Don't forget to check out the summer 2025 video. I do want to say you have to remember those are general readings and they may only be picking up on one certain thing because, you know, I use multiple topics when it comes to different areas, like there's career and reputation, love, romantic, family, friends, hobbies. And so it may only resonate with one area. You said, I'm not going and not a morning person. Oh, it's a morning wedding. Wow. Most people pick the afternoon, at least I think. But yes, do whatever you think is best, Aries. I feel as though you should always trust your feelings. Why make yourself uncomfortable? All right. Let's pull one last card for the weekly look ahead for those of you who missed Thursday. And remember, I said check out the summer readings because it may give you just a little hint of things that will be happening for you in the summer. We have the High Priestess. That's crazy because we got that last time. We got that on Thursday and we're getting it again. So it's very High Priestess next week. In touch with your spiritual side, following your intuition, maybe gathering occult knowledge. If you're not doing some sort of spiritual awareness thing, which I'd be shocked by because, you know, we love tarot over here, right? But then it's just going to be reflecting and thinking to yourself. The High Priestess is someone who is very patient. They take their time. They really, really study and make sure that they're making wise choices and decisions. You know, the High Priestess goes within herself. She follows her inner light and she reads the sign. She reads the room, you know. And I think by doing that, she ultimately stays in line with her true path until the universe opens up to her. She's able to look beyond the veil because she's at one with the universe and she's at one with herself and she's at peace. And so I feel like this week, this upcoming week, a lot of us are getting more in touch with ourselves, more in touch with our higher selves as well, and following our true path and making sure we're staying aligned. And I think that's important, you know. I'm not going to say it's going to be a quiet week for everyone, but I know it will be a reflective week for the collective. And if you're just coming in, don't forget to vote on the poll. I am curious at what type of meal is your favorite. So far, lunch is leading, which I'm very happy about because I'm a lunch person. Love a sandwich. For me, I guess pizza could be dinner or lunch, but I would prefer a pizza at lunch. But I'm a lunch type of person. I love different lunch meals. I just do. I really do. It's my favorite type of meal. I feel like dinner can be, I don't know, it just seems too restrictive. Like if you ever looked at a dinner menu at a restaurant, it's always like the same type of thing, like, you know, lobster, steak, rib, or something along the lines of that. For like a typical American restaurant versus when you look at the lunch menu, I feel like there's so many different diverse groups of options, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But that's been my experience. So I love lunch. I almost put in brunch but I felt like that would win. I felt like brunch would be too easy of a cop out. Because who wouldn't pick brunch? It gives you way more options. And here, at least in the DMV area, brunch is super popular. So I didn't want to give that option. Oh, lunch is winning. That's what I thought. There's just so many options. There's just too many options with lunch. And they're all good. They said, do you look at charts? Yes, I do look at charts. He said, I have to travel to the morning. Yeah, that's a lot. You know, doing all that traveling is a lot. And yes, I do look at charts. I will say that the readings are closed for now, but I will bring all of the private readings back up at the end of July. Right now, I want to get my foot, started in school and studying, and I have a big exam to take tomorrow. So that's why I paused the readings, just because I knew that I would not be able to dedicate my time. But they'll be back up end of July along with the polls. And I'm probably going to switch them up. I've been polling you guys on the types of readings, but this time I'm going to also do like things like this, favorite type of meal as well. So look out for the polls that I'm going to be throwing your way. Yeah, Aries Rainbow, check back in at the end of July. And definitely the reading should be up. I would be surprised unless something comes up, something disastrous comes up. but I generally keep my word. You know, ask all the other astronauts. I like to make sure that I keep my promises for sure. And I'm very happy about lunch winning. You know, I'm trying to think of that meal that I like. It is a Malaysian dish, and I don't know if I think I've seen people eat it a lot for lunch. Oh, what is it called? It has coconut rice, and essentially it's like in a way, it's like a poke bowl because you have all these different toppings and things along the lines of that. I'm gonna have to look this up, you know, because it's bothering me, guys. Like, I need to know what it is. No, it is. Let me see. Nasi lemak. That's what it is. I love nasi lemak. That is so good. I think about it all the time. I'm I I'm like, that is probably one of my favorite dishes in the world. So if you don't know nasi lemak, it is basically, I want to make sure I get this right. You have coconut rice and pandan leaf, and and realize it was considered the national dish, but it is really good. And you can use like chicken. There's different types of fried chicken, small fried fish, um, Rangdan beef, other spices. I've seen peanuts in there, cucumbers, you know, there's like different garnishes, hard boiled egg, like some type of spicy sauce, banana leaves. Like, it's really good. It's really good. So that is what my favorite dish is. And I don't know if people mainly eat it for lunch. Okay, they say they usually eat that for breakfast. So maybe I should have clicked breakfast. That should have been my voice. That should have been my vote. I should have clicked breakfast. Could you do on Trump's new mobile business? I didn't even know Trump had a mobile business. Trump has a mobile business? Trump organization is debuting a Trump mobile cellular service. It never ends with him. It really doesn't. It really doesn't end with him. You know, I I'd rather stay out of politics. But you know, if someone wants to book a reading on how his business may turn out, I could do a reading. Will it be Apple? At the way Apple is running their their organization, it just might, to be completely honest. Ken, are you still doing questions? Yes, I am still doing questions. Thank you for asking. But if someone wants to ask me for Aries Rainbow, if someone wants to ask me a question and have me pull cards for Trump's new mobile business and will it beat Apple, I will happily do that. Just send the just send the payment and which way you would like, but I don't know if it'll beat Apple. I don't really think it will, you know. I really don't. Who's running it? I'm so confused. This is the strangest. I feel like we are in the strangest timeline, guys. I feel as though things are just all over the place. Every new day it's just something different with him. It really is. I don't know I just don't know what to think. He said, thank you. Yes. I know. Let me make sure that. But yes, I was going to just say, if you're just coming in, I am taking questions still, and feel free to just throw it in there. Will I meet my spouse this year? What is he like? Okay, date of birth. Let's get into this. Let me see this. I'm trying to look at the nakshatra placement because you're giving me your date of birth. Make sure that I am calculating this right in my head. I want the double confirmation because it'll definitely help give me some insight when it comes to what's going on. So let me do that for you. I just want to put in the information. Okay, so that is more Swati. So that is what I thought. Okay. Aries Rainbow Child, I will ask in the next live. All right, sounds good. All right, let's get into what you have to say, Ken. Will you meet your spouse this year? Will Ken meet their spouse this year? We have the 10 of Swords. Probably not this year. We have the Star, more so in the future. Star I generally get for distance and time, and it's just a little bit further away. And we have the Knight of Cups. So we're going into what he is like. Knight of Cups can be someone who's very charming, very romantic, someone who leads with their heart. But I will say with the Knight of Cups, it can represent someone who may need a little bit help when it comes to emotional regulation. Either they may struggle to open up about their feelings, or when they are going through a stressful time, maybe they don't express their feelings in the most healthy way. It's more like I bottle up my feelings and then kind of like explode sometimes, not in like a horrible way, not like an abusive way or anything like that, but it can just come pouring out. So the Knight of Cups is definitely going to be someone who is actively working on creating more emotional balance in their life, but they lead with their heart for sure. We have the King of Pentacles. This person is financially stable. There's somebody who has plenty to offer, plenty to give, very practically minded, independent, someone who takes care of others. The King of Pentacles is very giving, very generous, thoughtful, always likes to take care of those around them. So we know that he is going to be like that. And we have the Strength card here. Love the Strength card. That's somebody who is highly patient, very resilient, someone who is willing to put in the work for sure. This is a very thoughtful person. I really like the Strength card because it shows the ability to grow, to transform, and it shows somebody who doesn't give up easily. I think it also can relate to a little bit of a level of self-awareness as well, because in order to get into this place of the Strength card, you need to recognize your own weaknesses. And so I feel like this person has a good understanding of their own weaknesses and areas that could use improvement in their life. From the cards, if we're going to get into more what he looks like, then what we're going to see is somebody who likely takes care of themselves. Just because we have the King of Pentacles and the Strength card, generally I get that for somebody who's going to have a little bit more muscle, especially if we're going towards, like, there's not too many swords here or fire. That would give a more lean figure. But the Strength card and the King of Pentacles are going to be a little bit more someone who has more muscle. I also got the Eight of Pentacles here, and on this, the cat is tattooing a lady's arm. So likely this person has tattoos as well, from what I get from this. And probably a lot of hair, because we have the Strength card connects to Leos. Leos tend to have a good amount of hair. They're not bald usually. Usually they're not bald. Okay. They like their hair, whether that's facial hair, whether that's hair on their head, they like their hair. But Ken, let me know, what type do you normally go for? And I will say, I saw that you had Sun in Swati. So since I don't know your ascendant or anything like that, opposite of that would be Aries. And we do have Saturn in Aries. Sorry. In Vedic astrology and Western. Let me look at this. Make sure I'm getting this right. No, it's in Pisces. So right now, when we're looking at this chart, if we're going by your sun, then Saturn is in Pisces in in Vedic astrology. And so this is kind of like focusing on hard work and growth right now in your life. But in the next few years, like if you give it a little bit more time, when Saturn goes into, oh, the reading cut out. Essentially, I was saying you have your sun in Swati. Opposite to that would be Aries, since I'm just kind of going by the information you gave me. Saturn in Vedic astrology is in Pisces, so that would be kind of like your sixth place from your sun. So it's really more so focusing on hard work and building, and built different looking than me. He said, I like men who are tall and are built and different looking than me. Well, I'd imagine that's more than likely what your spouse is going to look like. I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't be with someone you find attractive. Everyone has their own unique look. And with the Strength card there, Strength card to me, I just generally get for like built, athletic, things along the lines of that. Now, I don't know if you have tattoos or anything along the lines of that. Eight of Pentacles can also mean just like slightly alternative or something like, oh, he has a piercing. Hey, Kiba, how are you? But if you don't have those things, I really do feel like this person does have some type of tattoo, some type of piercing, something along the lines of that. Just kind of bummed that I'm not meeting this year. I got a dream 2 years ago I would meet him at my current age, so I feel like God lied to me. Well, I don't know if God lied to you or anything along the lines of that, but your Japan prediction is already unfolding the way you said. Woo! I'm happy to hear that, Kiva. I know you're going to have a good time in Japan. Now, Ken, I don't know if that's true or not, but I'll say this. Always trust your heart, your intuition. Tarot is not set in stone. So if you happen to meet your husband this year, then it's possible that this is, I'm sorry, my brain just blanked out because I was thinking about something else. But I was basically saying there's a realm of possibility. And you say, you don't like the edgy look, though. I like a clean cut. Ooh, that's interesting. Then I wonder why the cards pointed to that. Could have been alternative in terms of hinting at style, I would think. But that's kind of interesting. But somebody can still look clean cut and have a tattoo, right? Lots of people have hidden tattoos, or might just have one. I know some people who just have like a tattoo on their chest. But, like I said, you make your own fate and you make your own life. That is essentially what I was saying. Tarot kind of gives the most likely scenario, but you're the creator of your own destiny, Ken. Like I said, I was trying to say earlier, I think when Saturn in Vedic astrology goes into Aries, there's a good possibility that you'll likely meet someone who you'll be in a long-term relationship with. That is maybe 2 years from now, but that's not that long, considering some people never find the right person for them. But I really feel like there is a good possibility for you. Okay, you said that I was already going to work, and I was thinking, how is that possible? Because I had no work visa and no student visa, and I cannot work as a tourist, but I found a way out of the blue. There's a program called Work Packers where you work to live rent-free in a hostel. Someone mentioned it to me 4 years ago, came up in my mind. So after many years, I got super lucky and found a place. Wow, that's crazy, Kiba. That is wild. And I'm glad that you found that. Congratulations. Oh, wow, the votes are all split now, but lunch is still winning. But Ken, you got to follow your heart, do what you think is best. Tarot's not always written in stone. And if you really want to find someone this year, I'll say, given the transits, it may be a little bit tough, but it's not impossible. So it makes total sense that I'm working right away. I'm so glad that you found a job and you're going to be working right away, Kiba, and everything is aligning. Isn't that amazing how when the universe opens up and aligns for you? You said, I'm a Libra rising. Let me see if I can switch to Western because that'll give me a little bit more insight. Okay. Virgo using Virgo inside sidereal. Okay, let's get into that. Why is the transit not showing? Okay. Where is Jupiter? Possibly. I'm just doing a quick glance at the chart. A good time to meet someone is generally during Jupiter's retrograde. And trying to look up a big three Scorpio, Libra, Moon, Ascendant. Wow. All in a similar area. And I want to say that's amazing, Kiva, that you had that idea and that inspiration to lead you forward. And I want to give congratulations again, because that's absolutely amazing. Big three, Scorpio, Libra, Moon, and Virgo. Honestly, Saturn and Neptune, it is 6 places away from your sun, and it's the 7th house when it comes to your ascendant and your moon. Now, it's going to teach you a lot about relationships. And yes, people do get married when they have Saturn transits to the 7th house. But the thing that is throwing me here is we also have Rahu in the 6th house. And I would say when Rahu gets out of the 6th house, it might be the better time to meet someone. I think that is 18 months, 17. I don't know when Rahu entered Aquarius, but 17 months from now, so let's say 2 years, that would be the best time for someone to show up, only because it gets more complicated with Rahu in the 6th house. I'm not saying you can't meet anyone. You could do whatever you want with your life, but Rahu in the 6th house is going to create a lot of conflict, a lot of work. So it's hard to make connections. It can even create sometimes health problems, but I'm not going to worry you with that. But I really feel like if you give it 2 years, I know it's not fun to hear, but if you give it 2 years, I think it will open up the opportunity to meet someone, Ken. And I mean someone committed long term. That's what I'm thinking about. Thank you, Brandy. I deal a lot with anxiety and overthinking, and maybe your reading gave me the peace of mind and encouraged me to not give up and not be afraid to make the risky jump. I'm really happy I can encourage you. Yeah, that is amazing. I love that. I love your beginning your journey, Kiva. I love that you had this idea, and I'm happy that I could, encourage you to make that jump. That is so exciting for me to hear. And you're welcome, Ken. Like, I definitely know the feeling of wanting to find love, and you were completely valid to feel that way. But I do think that things are going to ultimately end in your favor. So you're welcome. All right, guys, we have 6 minutes left in the live, and I feel so proud of everyone here. I'm so happy to hear the good news, the transformations, the changes you're all making in your lives. I mean, all of these shifts that I have been hearing from you all has been totally amazing. Taking control of your lives, having these new opportunities come to you, having new ideas come to you and acting on them. I'm just so happy. I'm happy to hear all of this. And I don't know. I guess I want to say keep up the good work. I feel so proud. I just want to keep encouraging you all to keep moving forward. Despite any setbacks, obstacles, feelings of anxiety, there is a way forward. You can live a beautiful life that you want to live. And I guess that's what I want to say. I don't want to preach too much. I don't want to act like I'm on some kind of pulpit or something. You're welcome, Kiva. And oh my gosh, I'm wishing you so much luck and happiness. This is so exciting. Oh, don't forget, this week coming up, Monday, we have the July reading. And on Thursday, we have another theme reading. Obviously, this month is spiritual messages, emergency messages, urgent messages from spirit. That's the theme we're going with this month. So 2 readings next week. Look, I hope you like them both. I'm switching my words around. And I'm very, very excited to do them. I love the monthlies. I hope you guys like the monthlies as well. And I'm trying to think, did I have any other announcements that I want to give? Just the usual. Time will be posted on the community tab for when I go live. Actually, that's the announcement. I may be going live Thursday, you guys. Next weekend, I will be out of town. There's a possibility I might bring my laptop, but the setup, forgive me if the setup isn't good, but we'll see how things go. I probably might bring my laptop. So we'll see. But if not, look forward for me to just on Thursday. I'm trying to pop up more for you guys. I know some of you have said you've been trying to keep up with the different times and trying to catch me. So I'm trying to expand. And no more announcements for me. Just want to wish you all a happy summer. It's officially summer, hot girl summer. Time to get outside. Time to do what you need to do. This summer is a studious summer for me. So, but I hope you guys are enjoying your lives to the fullest and taking advantage of all the beauty that is out there. Ooh, I already know my next poll question. I want to know your summer goal. Like, what are you trying to do this summer? Me, I'm trying to do a hot air balloon. Like, I want to do a hot air balloon. I wanted to do it last year. I'm determined to do it this year. So that's my goal for the summer. But you guys tell me what your goal is. I'm going to do that for a poll next time. So stop by next week. More than likely, I might just be on Thursday just because I'm going out of town. But we shall see. We're playing it by ear. And thank you, Kiva. Are you taking questions? Marlene, yes, I can take one more question before I go. Just let me know if you do PayPal, Cash App, and if it's Super Chat, I can obviously see it. And thank you, Kiba. And good luck for you in Japan. No free questions, Marlene. Questions are $5 yes or no, $10 in depth. Though I will say maybe towards the end of the year, I may do like a free questions, members only. I'm already thinking about next steps. So yeah. Thank you for understanding. All right. We're closing out the live. I'm wishing you all the best. I look forward to seeing you next week. Cannot send enough love to you guys. Thank you for all your support. I'm going to say goodbye. I don't know why I'm like getting emotional. I'm going to see you guys next week. You're going to see a reading on Monday. You're going to see a reading on Thursday. You might also see me on Thursday night, maybe on the weekend. It depends. And that is all. All right. That's all I got to say. Bye. And I'm so happy lunch won.